What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing another Wasianiverson PBE VOD review. This game, I got it. I got a VOD of Wasian playing this new reroll comp that has been popping up a lot recently. Damascene Raptor tweeted about this. This is a clip of Wasian playing basketball. I think this Wasian guy is very, very tall. So, I mean, I think he's probably good at basketball. Anyway, it's this Yunara reroll comp. I mean, you can see here, we start the game off with two Yunaras here, so very, very good direction for it in general. This comp was originally popularized by a player named Spotty. I'll have their link in the description down below, a link to Raptor's original tweet as well. And they actually reached out to me and gave me some tech for this comp that I'm going to share with you guys today. So I'm excited to talk about that and also just to see how Wasian pilots it this game. Sadly, Spotty not somebody who like streams, so we don't have a lot of them playing it. But I mean, Wasianiverson playing a comp, usually pretty darn good. So start off, Pandora's investment strategy, solo leveling here. I think Wasian tried investment strategy the other day and did not really enjoy it very much in this line here. So I would think that he would go for the Pandora's here. I do know Wasian loves this woven magic augment. So yeah, he might even take this. I feel like every single time I see him offer this, he ends up taking it. I mean, it is great value for a gold augment, getting all of these components. But okay, so we are going to pick this up here. We don't have the best of openers, but we can slam sword onto Yunara to start the game with. And this is where we'll start with just the sword onto the Yunara. Nothing slammed just yet. Honestly, I'm down to pull up the stats already to look at Yunara items here so we can start talking about those. Looks pretty close to what you would expect, so Shojin looks quite good. I think the reason why these placement changes are a little high because artifacts are really, really high on Yunara and these type of units in general. But you can see some kind of mana gen item, ideally a DB for death, for armor, for AD. Am I okay? And some kind of crit item, right? Striker is good, Last Whisper good, makes sense. And then Alistar tends to be your tank in this comp. Tank items on the tank. Makes sense. Okay, so that is what we're looking at here. So if we do kind of, with that lens, look back at our items, makes sense that we don't really have a slam just yet. We don't have the tier to make Shojin. We have this glove that's half of like the Last Whisper or the Guard Breaker. We have some tank items on the way, but nothing quite built yet. So we will get there. I do know, because we can yap about itemization a little bit so far. Spotty did say fish bones is absolutely crazy on Yunara. Honestly, we can pull the stats again, one sec. Okay, I wanted to, but legit, this does not have enough games played. I don't know why it's not actually showing any artifacts, because surely there's some people who played it with artifacts, but very, very low games played there. So, okay, sadly, we cannot look at the statistics for artifacts, but take the progenitor of the comp's word for it. Seems like Fishbone's really, really good on this Yunara, just hitting backline and potentially just like sniping people down. So that is the idea. One of the things also to get into here that Spotty mentioned about this comp that Wasian actually didn't do this game is he said that he actually really, really likes this comp from Econ 2-1 because you really rely on 4 costs. You need levels and charms to be strong stage 4 onwards. So that's interesting, something that usually a reroll line like this, you tend not to actually prioritize econ augments from the start. Like 2-cost reroll tends to be cheap enough that you don't need this, but because it is kind of like it's a 2-cost into pushing levels, getting these strong 4-costs in on your board, it makes a lot of sense that it would be something that you want to prioritize in the spot here. Okay, we picked up the pan here, which is really, really, really nice. I mean, I imagine this is just going to go into Executioner here. Executioner 1, it has a great effect. It gives your unit the execute by the name, I guess. But also, this gives you access to the higher tiers of Executioner faster. It means that, you know, we're 2 Executioner now, can very quickly get to 3 Executioner. 4 Executioner is going to be a lot faster as well, which is a lot more bleed damage. So in general, I do think Executioner emblem, one of these kind of transformational emblems in this line. I'm kind of curious to see where it ends up finding a home in this comp here, as far as like what unit we play, because obviously we're going to play a bunch of Executioners, but what we are going to do kind of after that, Alistar would be the, oh my god, the dream here from this charm, and we actually get it. So now we are very, very up in terms of units. It was looking a little sketch, but you can see we do already have the early Blossom in. This is definitely what Spotty likes to play in the early game for this line, is just, you know, getting early Blossom in allows you the ability to get all these broken charms. I mean, you know, had we had Blossom in this round and gotten that charm, we would have had 3 copies of Alistar, so we would be just straight Alistar 2. So it's just, I mean, you guys have heard me yap about it enough. Playing early Blossom is really, really good. We are going to just continue to chill here, have the Rek'Sai, who fits really, really nicely onto this board. You have this nice Rek'Sai plus Azir connection in the board. Get Executioner in, get the Rek'Sai in. You have the York in as well, so you're getting Summoner in onto the board. So just a really kind of beautiful setup here. The TG comes. This is not the worst. The only downside is we can't throw it onto the Rengar. Ooh, that is really tempting. Our board just sucks is the only downside to taking this. So I wonder if it's even worth taking. We did talk about in the stats, the DB is really, really good. Curious where we go with this Rod, because Guinsoo shouldn't be very good, so I would imagine it's going to be a Crown Guard here. We're going to go with the Gargoyles and hold on to the Rod for now, so we'll see where that goes, but definitely need to find some kind of home for the Rod eventually. But Gargoyles, a very, very solid tank item in general, and we're actually doing pretty well this fight. Feels actually a little bit bad that we didn't pick up the Charm. We would have got a lot of kills there and farmed a lot of free rolls, but hey, it's not the end of the world. I do tend to like charm-like augments like this, residual magic, the one that pays you back for charms in general. Ooh, Wayden rolls it there, I think with the idea that we need some kind of econ, and he actually kind of lucks out in that we do get the econ in the double dupes augment. Has to roll down here for the Yunara 2. If you guys have played 2-cost reroll in any set in general, you really want to prioritize this 3-2 roll down to use this to get enough upgrades so that you can win the rest of this stage. 3-cost or 2-cost reroll in general, quite strong stage 3 because of this ability to roll on 3-2. We're still 30 gold here, so it's not like we lost a lot of econ, but now we are much stronger than we would have been. I mean, you can see we rotate to a very strong board here and just barely end up losing. Honestly, it's not that close, but still, our board's good. That board is just even better, and hey, it happens at TFT sometimes, and you just have to eat it. Ooh, that was not right. That was not right from Weijin. He got too excited and clicked that charm too quickly, so he lost the Ezreal. Oh, that is really sad. What? He clicked the. Why did he click this charm? This is the one that gives you all 2-star units. Why did he click this? Oh! He clicked it because it was lesser chaos. That's so funny. And then he. Well, I mean, that's why it's a Chaos Augment. That is why it's a Chaos one. Well, that is really unfortunate for Weijin. Well, we lose the Ezreal. I guess just a warning to all of our viewers out there. If you're going to click Lesser Chaos, buy out units in your shop before you click it, because you do have the chance of taking one of these augments that does end up kind of like rerolling your entire shop here. So really unfortunate for Weijin. Not the end of the world, but would have been very nice to have this early. Ezreal would have allowed him to get to 4 Executioner a lot faster. If it's, I mean, it's a beautiful unit on the board. This is what Spotty was talking about, is hitting these 4 costs is so valuable for the board. And we are going to get a second chance at it here. Okay, we're going to get the Ezreal back from Carousel. Never punished, as it always is in TFT. So it's all good. Now we have the Ezreal. We can fit this guy into the board, and our spot will be a lot better. So, all right, not the worst. Ooh, he's actually considering playing Rengar for one more round, I believe, because he's at 15 takedowns. So one more takedown, this Rengar is going to farm us 2 gold. He's actually just not even going to greet it. Okay, he's going to greet it by dropping Alistar. Okay. I can see this. Oh, he's not even going to... Wow. The lack of not greed from Weijin. I'm pretty surprised because our board's very good, but he doesn't want to run the risk of potentially losing a fight just to potentially farm 2 gold here. I mean, he's 58 HP. It's a really tough call from Weijin. We do end up winning the fight pretty hard, so I think we could have kept the Rengar in on the board here, but, you know, not the end of the world. -2 gold. It's not horrible. All right. Don't think we can take good loss here. This is why, once again, I was talking about these Wisp augments in general, that you're pretty happy about them, is because with 2-cost reroll, you're quite happy to roll every single round on stage 3, get a bunch of free units, or a bunch of free Wisps, because you're rolling for units anyway. It's not like we were going to be, you know, like 50 gold here, so we can roll just a little bit, not really affect our income very much, and get extra Wisps here. You know, combat Wisps would be great. We'll say, my God, look at the boards. I mean, we're fighting a Fishbones Brawler Yi2, like, this has been actually a really bad stage for us, I will say, and honestly a pretty bad game in general for Weijin. I mean, he played the comp from this spot, but I mean, I think the spot was like okay, especially once he got the Executioner emblem. I think the spot's a lot better, but I mean, just the way that last stage went, the fact that we lost 3 fights was horrible. This is a really powerful charm, just getting a ton of free stats onto Yunara, which is very good. Going to slow roll a bit, but obviously not quite. Just send it here, and we're gonna have to Bing chilling a little bit here before we get to our final setup here. Bramble gonna come down here, gonna make a red buff, even Shroud. I like a lot of these slams. The heal cut onto Yunara, not the worst. She can spread it a good bit, and we get the armor shred done. Obviously, like eventually you might be able to fit Inferno in on this board, but it's so far away. You need to find like Cannon and stuff like that I think we should just play this setup and get all of our items slammed. So I like it. Still almost feel like you can't afford to take Econ, though. Coordination actually sounds decent in this comp. Wow, he is going to take Econ. He's going to take Commerce Core and just send it. Must be this round and hit everything. I mean, this is what the guy who, I mean, basically invented this comp talked about is the power to take Econ in this comp. So we are going to roll it very, very deep here. Going to pick up Ari as just a better Spellweaver on this board. And it's really rough that we rolled this deep and we still haven't hit the board yet. We're going to have to send it like next round. Yeah, this is a scary fight. This is just a scary spot in general. And now that we're getting later into the game, we can also talk positioning wise. This is something that Spotty brought up as well, is that you should have some free slots in your backline near Yunara. He actually doesn't really like this type of positioning that Wei Jin's doing here, where he has all these units clumped around Yunara, because this forces Yunara to jump forward. She is one of these jumping units, and so you don't want to position exactly the way that Wei Jin is doing it here, because you run into this issue where with this positioning, like you'd like to move like basically all of our other backliners to the right a little bit, so that Yunara isn't forced to jump up to third row, because this is just allowing her to get AoE'd a lot more, allowing her to like attract things like Kha'Zix to the backline and stuff like that. You can see her just running across the entire backline, which is not the worst, but is just a tad bit awkward. All of that being said, we're getting to our board. We have Blossom in, which is really, really nice. We have the Ari with Executioner, which is not bad at all here. Getting to a lot of items on Yunara. Really looking to finish that Shojin, like we talked about at the start. Just, she is a caster. She's a crit caster. And so getting to cast as quickly as possible is very, very important. Do find a Set here who is a great fit on this board as well. I'm going to cut the Yorick here, it looks like, just to get Brawler in. There's a lot of different ways you can fit all these units onto this board. But I think this is the version that most people end up playing. Yeah, and just to pull up the endgame board that a Raptor brought up here. So like this is kind of the idea. The Ari set Yunara link via LeBlanc, Ezreal, and Alistar into Elderwood, and then just put Executioners in on top of this and feel good about it in general. So that is the idea here, and that is what we are kind of building towards in this spot, though we will have an extra unit slot because we don't need to play Kennen for 5 Executioner, or for 4 Executioner. Low-key, it'd be really nice in our spot if there was a 5 Executioner, because we'd like to play all these guys. Could also just drop out of the Soraka and fit something else, so we'll see. It's just whoever we end up hitting. Do find the Azir here, who is such good in on this board, and the other thing to just note about this comp is the other unit that we reel for, Alistar. This guy, he's really tanky. He is very, very tanky. I mean, when you read this guy's ability, he just reads kind of insane. This guy has CC, basically like immunity built into his kit. He has this like cleanse built into his kit. He has healing built into this kit. He has CC built into his kit. I mean, he's just got everything that you could want out of a unit. Like there's just so much stuff going on with this guy. And so makes a lot of sense that this guy is a very, very strong frontliner to play towards in general, just because, I mean, you read the kit and it sounds kind of overloaded. We have made it basically to level 8. We have all of these free rolls from our augment, which is really, really nice. I'm going to just level up here and roll down, try to find some other stuff to fit in. We find the Ezreal in here, find the, I guess, better, yeah, I mean, I would like this better, I would say. Yeah, and I do like this a lot here. So we are just going to fit the 2 Blackthorn onto this board for some extra stats. Get the Strikers down onto Ari. It's going to take her a long time to cast, but she is going to get there. I mean, the dream would be to swap this red buff in the Strikers eventually. Loki, you could just do it now. I mean, you would have a worse red buff applier, but it's also like a pseudo mana gen item onto Ari with the red buff. So see if that's what Wei Jin wants to do in this spot, or if he does want to just keep the items here. Looking like that is going to be a swap. Yeah, I like this a lot. Just because Striker's so good on the Yunara with the Executioner already, and she's also hitting multiple units with her ability. And Ari, I mean, not even a bad red buff applier. It's just it takes her a long time, but once she does cast, she is hitting like essentially the entire board. And you can see there. Boom. All right. I mean, we've kind of made it to the board. So yeah, I mean, like like we kind of talked about already, this board is a 2-cost reroll board, but it's almost like a 2-cost reroll board. It's like a 4-cost board that masquerades as a 2-cost reroll board. You roll deep for your 2 costs, but then you do really want to cap out with this Ezreal 2, this Ahri 2, push level 8. This is why Econ is so important. I mean, you can see this game, Wei Shen did not start with an Econ augment, but he picked 2 Econ augments later in the game just to make it there, just so that he could have enough gold to reach his entire board here. And you can see now, once we've reached the board, we're kind of destroying people. And remember, this is from a setup where we have no combat. I mean, our only combat augment is one that's giving us a few extra components this game, but our Prismatic is not a combat augment. Our second augment is not a combat augment, and yet we are kind of destroying people, which is kind of crazy to see here. Wei Shen does still have the ability to kind of like change his board up in this spot. You know, we have the Azir in for now, the Azir Malphite setup. I don't think this is like Biss setup onto this board, but like we talked about, we don't really need to fit all the units that are on the default board because we have 4 Executioner in already. So I'm curious to see how he caps it out here. He's holding on to the Soraka's now, though. I'm trying to figure out when Soraka would even fit on this board, because I feel like you're just going to go from Azir straight to Kennen. Doesn't need to fit Inferno on this board because we have the red buff built already. So that's like another thing that we don't really have to worry about here. So yeah, curious to see the cap. For now, we can just use these free rolls, continue getting charms. Salvager? I don't really want it. There's nothing I want to salvage here. I hate Radiant Eyes so much, but a charm's a charm, right? You have to take it in this spot here. We are low-key looking for 3-star 4-cost in this spot. Sadly, this guy is playing... Oh, I thought it was the Double Trouble board, but they're actually just playing raw Cassiopeia reroll with an Ahri 2 on their board. So that is going to be annoying for us for now as far as hitting 3-star Ahri, but they are close to death. So there's pretty good odds they end up going down. Then we can go for Ahri 3 if that's something we want to look for. I mean, 10 free rerolls here, it's something to think about. Anytime you have this augment, I mean, it's very reasonable to look for 3-star 4-cost just because you're getting such a throughput of rolls, but also... It's just every augment this set that gives rerolls feels so good, just because being able to free roll every single round for whatever charm we want, it feels amazing. There's another Ahri. I like this dummies one a lot. We could either finish out a last tank item, and yeah, that is what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. Just because, like, I mean, this is a last item on our units. I mean, you know, we could take an item for Azir who would eventually be Kennen, but like that's far away enough. I mean, the more that I look at this spot, the more that I think this might just be our board for the rest of the game. It's a nice variation. It does well. Wow, we actually cleared the Yi with this board. I mean, that is a disgusting Yi that we end up just beating pretty easily, just showing the power of this board. I mean, Yunara does so much damage, and then Alistar is just so tanky that that's just a wrap at the end of the day. These potions usually are kind of awkward because you don't have open slots, but we actually have just a Malphite 2 with no items sitting here, the mana potion going to the LeBlanc, and then also apply mana for the rest of our team. So it actually is pretty good here. As long as Malphite doesn't die before that Sun Potion pops, I'm a little afraid with that positioning, but okay. He does end up surviving there. The Yunara doing very, very good damage, just pew, 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 just blowing up the entire board. Another fight win, and look at this, man, 48 HP and streaking. I mean, it's not looking close. Clone Companion looks so good in this spot as well. Oh my god, okay. I mean, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that whatsoever. So let's see if we can win. Maybe just one more fight for this game to be over. I mean, this comp is looking insane. I'm pretty sure this comp does need nerfs and potentially will receive some at some point on PvE. But for now, if you want some free PvE BLP, if you're playing Project PvE or just playing ranked on PvE, I think this comp is definitely one that you want to angle to. A very, very dominant. One of the strongest reroll lines in the game right now. Definitely one of the strongest 2-cost reroll lines out there. Could make some spats, but I don't think either of them are very good in this spot. So we are just going to level, finish off with the Zyra here, get Summoner in pretty good, get this, once again, this charm that gives permanent stats to the Ahri, which is so nice. We're going to move the red buff down to the Zyra as well, just because she is a good util holder, and also so that we can just put more damage items onto Ahri. I mean, I think this is beautiful. Makes perfect sense. We have this kind of bug with this Wisp, which is annoying, but I mean, that won't be too much of an issue. I think we should just clear this guy and finish the game on a 14 streak. I mean, we hit the Yunara, and from there, the game was just over. So let me know how your games have gone on this comp. If you have played it, if you did enjoy the video, please like it. It helps me out a lot, and it's completely free. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We're nearing 50K. I think we can definitely hit 50K in set 18. So, I mean, the closer we get to that, the better, I guess. Comment. I told you to do that already. Check out my other links down below, my Twitch and my Metafy for all your coaching needs, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye-bye.